Then the rainstorm came over me. And I felt my spirit break. I had lost all of my belief, you see, and realized my mistake. But time threw a prayer to me, and all around me became still. I need love, love's divine. Please forgive me, now I see that I've been blind. Give me love, love is what I need to help me know my name. Through the rainstorm came sanctuary. And I felt my spirit fly. I had found all my reality. I realized what it takes. 'Cause I need love, love's divine. Please forgive me, now I see that I've been blind. Give me love, love is what I need to help me know my name.
You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Herald what your mother said, read the books your father read, trying to solve the puzzles in your own sweet time. Some may have more cash than you, others take a different view. My, oh my, yeah, yeah. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Time asks no questions, it goes on without you, leaving you behind if you can't stand the pace. The world keeps on spinning, can't stop it if you try to. The best part is danger staring you in the face. Whoa. Remember, listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what the future holds. Try to keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. My, oh my, eh, eh, eh. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Yeah, yeah. It was a rose I knew I met once or twice before. was a pretty sweet thing, not the least bit insecure. Then you came with your sticks game and played with you. Unashamed of the way you lied and played with a trowel. She never knew what hit her. Steal her honey, then forget her. Now the road is strong. She was a thorn, trying to forget about you. 'Cause the road is still a road. Baby girl, you're still a flower. He can't leave you and take you, make you and break you. Darling, you hold the power. Now believe me when I tell you that I've been hurt myself. When he tells you that he loves you, it's you, nobody else. Now you're so tough trying to wear tight clothes and things, tossing and falsing, trying to feel the void heartbreak brings. When she looks in the mirror, she's crying. You can hear her. Now the road is gone. She was a phone. Trying to forget about you. 'Cause the road is still a road. Baby girl, you're still a flower. He can't leave you and take you, make you and break you. Baby girl, you hold the power. See, the road is still a road. Baby girl, you're still a flower. He can't leave you and take you, make you and break you. Darling, you hold the power. Let your light be in the sunshine, not the darkness of your sorrow. You may feel lost today, but new light will come tomorrow. Don't believe that life is over just because your man is gone. God set yourself enough to know that without him your life goes on. Without him your life goes on. Without him your life goes on. 'Cause the road is still a road. Baby girl, you're still a flower. He can't leave you and take you, make you and break you. Baby girl, you hold the power. See, a road is still a road. Baby girl, you're still a flower. He can't leave you and take you, make you and break you.
Good evening. Good night. A day we have to celebrate. A Black woman is a Supreme Judge. Oh, I mean, come on, everybody. We got a time to celebrate. Welcome to Poetic Justice, Black women rising, and we are showing that we are rising. I am Deborah, daughter of Gloria, granddaughter of Rose, great-granddaughter of Edna, mother of Robin, and Nana of Caris. I'm going to open up with a little bit of a poem before I introduce our Madam President from Maya Angelou. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I rise. Madam President, Nancy Victor Green.
Thank you, Deborah. Good evening and welcome to Poetic Justice, Black Women Rising, a special performance produced and directed by one of our own Manhattan chapter members, and that's Deborah Pointer. The National Coalition of 100 Black Women, Incorporated, is a 40-year advocacy organization and tax-exempt organization whose mission is to advocate on behalf of Black women and girls to promote leadership development and gender equity in the areas of health, education, and economic empowerment. We believe that through our collective efforts, we will fulfill our vision of seeing Black women and girls living in a world where socioeconomic inequity does not exist. The Manhattan chapter was chartered in 1992 and is celebrating our 30th anniversary this year. Poetic Justice has been a labor of love. Over the past 7 years, we were proud to showcase Black female poets, hold 2 separate events at the Brooklyn Museum with over 200 attendees, provide student scholarships, and honor master poet Sonia Sanchez. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we were able to transition Poetic Justice to the virtual stage. And on the evening of June 11th, 2020, we recognized the healing power of poetry and advocacy. Our social justice infused poetry and spoken word helped us to raise funds to support essential healthcare workers at SUNY Downstate University Hospital, Brooklyn, and Kings County Hospital Center in Brooklyn. The common threads for all of our Poetic Justice programs have been honoring our history, celebrating our achievements, overcoming our struggles, and addressing issues that are negatively impacting Black women, girls, families, and communities, including health disparities, voter depression, gun violence, police reform, domestic violence, and racial discrimination. Before I turn it over to our Mistress of Ceremonies, I must tell you a few things about my phenomenal sister, Deborah Battle Pointer. Deborah is a Peabody Award winner for excellence in television and co-founder and co-executive producer of Russell Simmons' Deaf Poetry. She was an executive consultant to Tony Award-winning Broadway show Deaf Poetry on Broadway. She has received the NAACP Image Award twice and received the New Yorkian Poets Cafe Award for Deaf Poetry. She curated her first art exhibit for 8 emerging women artists, Art on the Deuce. The issues of access and equality in education and healthcare have been important cornerstones of her professional career. For the past 30 years, Deborah has worked in higher education, served her community as a volunteer, while maintaining her involvement in the creative arts, and she is a longtime resident of Brooklyn. So sit back, relax, enjoy this evening's performance as I turn it back to my sister and our Mistress of Ceremonies, Deborah Pointer.
Are you ready for some poetry? That's how we used to open Deaf Poetry. So I know you're ready because we have some phenomenal poets getting ready to hit our virtual stage. Our first poet up comes from Jamaica, Queens. Elise Green began writing poetry when she was 12 years old because she realized writing songs and singing wasn't enough. So then she started writing poetry. And she believes that if she's vulnerable and raw in what she presents in spoken word, it'll help others express themselves. If nothing else, what's more important to Elise is that every poem she writes, there's passion and pain and love conveyed and received as a fuel to inspire others to create something beautiful for themselves. Let's welcome Black Woman Rising poet, Elise Green.
Hello, everybody. So my name is Elise Green. I'm a spoken word poet from Jamaica, Queens. This is my first poem. It's called To Know Me Is to Love Me. I'm convinced I have more than one heart. It's the only logical explanation for why I'm still here when I know I felt my heartbeat snatched right out my chest. More than just once. And I'm sure after all the many arrhythmias that it sped up too fast and just stopped. I remember once that it felt so hollow because it sank too deep and I couldn't breathe. I'm positive I felt my heart explode. at least twice. My heart's literally been broken more times than you can count, and I'm sure you'd say it's because I am strong that I'm still here, or I'm immortal, but I am nothing of the sort. I am just kind, and that doesn't take much strength. No, I'm not a perfect person, mother, daughter, sibling, or friend, but to know me is to love me. I like Mickey Mouse a lot. I often imitate British accents because I am good at it and it makes me feel happy. I find joy in singing around the house, and even though I can make ears bleed, but I am content with knowing that I can hit a note or two. I have at least 8 different laughs, each vary in pitch, but everyone's favorite seems to be my giggle, so I pray it remains infectious. I believe I am the definition of passion, and there's not a soul on this earth that can tell me otherwise. I love the sight of the moon at night and sitting beside water as it ripples, waves, or crashes. I often sit and pretend I am one with the earth, still and free. I sometimes picture me being Rose from the Titanic when the wind blows a nice breeze on me, like most people, at least I think. My favorite date was going to Chuck E. Cheese. It felt good to know that I can make my ex's childhood feel complete, even though he was 19 and had never been. Seeing the smile spread across his cheeks as we played and stole some kids' tickets was priceless. I give and make amazing gifts. I am in love with love, to the point that it could be considered an unhealthy obsession. However, I love the movies The Notebook and Set It Off. I think that they speak volumes about me. I am a hopeless romantic, and even though life gives me a hard time, I'd be nothing without my friends. I often give too much of me. I believe in being understanding to a point that is so undeserving, but you can't tell me not to listen. I could be irrational. I cry for everything. I fight hard for what I believe in. I try my hardest to believe in me. I sometimes find it hard to breathe when somebody leaves me. I can't accept mediocrities from anyone, including me. And I pick myself apart like a scab because I can't deal with seeing an imperfection on me. I genuinely love so hard that my emotions get the best of me. And I body slam every fear I have just so my daughter could manifest her destiny confidently. I struggle with depression 40% of the time. 30 goes to anxiety, 20 doubts, 10 fears, but who I am will not reflect all of what you never get to hear. I am thoughtful. I am kind. I write notes or affirmations to myself because I often feel unworthy of anything. I sat and wrote this poem to remind me that even when somebody makes you feel bad, to know me is to love me. To know me is to love me. To know me is to love me. My God, to know me is to love me. To know me is to love me. Thank you.
From the planet of Brooklyn. Yes, Brooklyn has its own planet. Firestarter, who has been igniting audiences since the subway fare was $1.50. Now, you know, that's a long time. Affectionately known as Fire, this verbal arsonist has graced stages across the globe. She's also the hands behind the couture cake company, Caked by Fire, known for creating works of art that taste like heaven. Cake, cake, cake.
Good evening. I'm muted. Can you hear me? Okay. Two of the most important words in the English language are made up of but 3 letters. So remember, whatever you put behind the words I am, you speak into existence. So be meaningful and be mindful with your words. And what better way to uplift women than by calling on the names of those whose shoulders I stand on. I am Christine, daughter of Helen, daughter of Virginia and Magali and Edith, daughter of Fannie Mae and Ursula and Mamie and Harriet, woman of compassion, courage, and class, warm woman of wisdom and wit who fought for family and freedom with God's grace and grit, women of hand claps, homemade bread, and hand-sewn hymns. I am Christine. I am them. I am also wild flowers, wild hair, and wild thoughts. I am Brooklyn, Beethoven, and Bochinche. I am the beat of summer's hot bugs, played over the waves of the blues. I am hot peas and butter, collard greens, and hopscotch too. I am swiveling hips, spinning turntables, and penny candy picnics. I am Sunday morning service, Saturday night fever, and Monday morning's rush. I am cornrows, cornbread, and corn-fed, magic miracles and measure, all rolled into one. I am Christine. They call me fire. I am all that and then some. I am.
Now we're going to bring to the stage another poet, artist, activist, and storyteller. Her poetry and short stories have been included in 3 of the annual Billie Holiday Theater's 50 in 50 stage performances. In 2021, in March, she was Brooklyn's Poet's Poet. The Brooklyn Borough President presented her with a citation for community service in 2018. Welcome, Kim Brandon.
Thank you. Thank you. It's an honor to share my work with you all today. The poem I selected is Why We Don't Like Our Hair Wet. The braider, a sister from the Congo, parted my hair into sections like countries. Around in a thin, neat cornrow, heartache would be braided into the borders. When asked if I could help lighten her load, she politely suggested braiding her pain into strands too. I offered only in the extensions and at the bottom tips, in the fake hair that I purchased on Fulton Street. Her pain of first being a refugee and now an immigrant in the shadows of plenty. Yes, I say, just don't let it rub on my scalp or my own natural hair, I say. I'm carrying Tuskegee, Jim Crow, lynchings, and the family fallout from the prison pipeline, the scars of the fire this time and the fire next time in my roots. She agreed, and in a long braid made of tiny, thinner twists on my left side, in search of relief, she rolled it and she folded it all in. She placed a cowrie shell and a small metal bead, a memorial to fallen warriors and sisters with lacerated tongues. And for girls too brown to be reported missing on the evening news. And sister girls born in foreign lands who have never tasted liberty. She's talking about me, y'all. Knowing that if I have not already gone silent, I still may go missing. Seeing the massive braid made of braids, I smile. I search her box of trinkets and hair accessories, and I found 2 tiny glass feathers, a red one for love and an orange one for the future. I wanted to tell her that these 2 were for colored girls who have considered suicide, and for Native girls stolen without so much as a note home saying, I may be late, mama. I'm not coming, mama. But she knows, and she adds them on my right side, because I long for symmetry and balance, not to be inside out or wrong side down. In no time, his new growth and the maps to the Freedom Trail reappear, pushing up and out, full of hope and promise and healing. When it's time for a touch up, she opens the big braid, massages my roots, lets it all swing freely. With a bounce of joy, this hair, rich and growing stronger, is a home. This hair is a vessel, a church, an altar of sorts, a placeholder, a kitchen table where the sisterhood meets. This hair is a soul keeper. This hair is a keeper of things too heavy to carry alone. This hair This hair is a keeper of bonds in the sisterhood. It's a bond of things too precious to lose. Thank you.
We will not bow down to
I love the poem.
racism. We will not bow down to injustice. We will not bow down to exploitation. I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand.
Now this is time for free your mind and your soul. Yo, half the story has never been told. Ladies, you got to demand what you want, and what we want is respect, right?
Come and take a walk with me, closer walk with thee, see what only I can see.
Sisters, check this. Watch this.
Turn us loose, set us free from all the chains that bind me. Let us run in our own direction. Let us go, set us free from all this propaganda and lies that your people try to teach us. I know why you would like to bring us down. Because we have all the deals on you. You try to tell us that our lives don't mean anything, but we know so much better, so we're gonna take up the freedom. She said that she would never leave, continue to torture me, telling me to come with her underneath my comforter. And she brought a gun with her, pills and some rum with her. Took me on the balcony, telling me to jump with her. Yeah, I'm in the ghost, but I ain't doing stunts with her. I ain't trying to be that, haters wanna see that, but I got him aggy, cause I win the gold like Gabby. She's just a girl and she's on fire, hotter than a fantasy, only like a highway. She's living in a world and it's on fire, filled with catastrophe, but she knows she can fly away. Oh, she got both feet on the ground and she's burning it down. Oh, she got her head in the clouds and she's not backing down. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. This girl is on fire. Looks like a girl, but she's a flame. So bright she can burn your eyes. Better look the other way. You can try, but you'll never forget.
Stacey Abrams, Camellia Harris,
Amanda Gorman, Shalonda Young, Linda Thomas Greenfield. Marcia Fudge. Letitia James, Brooklyn in the house. Adrian Adams. Andrea Stewart Cousins, another Brooklyn in the house. Alika Ampry Samuel. Rosalind Brewers. Oprah Winfrey, the first Black woman billionaire. Our queen, Michelle Obama.
It's like you're baptizing me with your love. Oh, yeah, yeah. Hey, easy like Sunday morning, like an angel calling. He's taking me all in. I'm embracing him with my skin, like a glimmer of light, like a vision of light. And he is so perfect that I couldn't picture him if I tried. See, some may come, some may go, but I'll follow you wherever. You're the perfect mate for my soul, and I know I lose control whenever I'm around you, yeah, 'cause you're giving me, and that's more than enough. It's like jumping in the river of purify me, baby, when I'm taking, and that's more than enough. It's like jumping in the river of purify me, baby. You won't find I'm drinking under the table, rolling dice or staying out till 3. You won't ever find him being unfaithful. You will find him, you'll find him next to me. You won't find him trying to chase the devil for money, fame, for power, out of greed. You won't ever find him where the rest go. You will find him, you'll find him next to me. Next to me. Ooh, next to me. Ooh, next to me. Ooh, you will find him, you'll find him next to me. When the money's spent and all my friends are vanished.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you're enjoying this wonderful presentation. I have the privilege of introducing two of my board members. Hope Mason, who is our nominating committee chair and is on the board, and Janice Rayford, who's our second vice president for budget and finance, who's also on the board. And they will introduce our honorees for tonight.
Good evening, honorees, guests, and members of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women. I'm honored tonight to speak to you about one of our honorees, the Honorable Una S.T. Clark. She was the first Caribbean-born woman elected to New York City's legislature. She is a proven and dedicated leader whose hard work and timeless advocacy have brought remarkable changes to her community. She was elected in 1991, and during her 10-year tenure, she sponsored more than 300 pieces of legislation on a wide range of issues, including child welfare, education, health and mental health issues, economic development, public safety, and transportation. Her portfolio in the City Council included committees on aging, youth services, economic development, health and mental health, and general welfare. She also chaired the City Council's Committee on Mental Health, Mental Retardation, Alcoholism, and Substance Abuse Services. She was an active member of the Council's Black and Hispanic Caucus. Dr. Clark directed millions of dollars for education, health and mental health, economic development to her district, and pursued the implementation of critical projects and programs through her ability to win help and support from labor, government, community, and business leaders. As an educator by profession, she has leveraged millions of dollars to upgrade schools in her district and have made them technologically ready for the 21st century, and with computer labs in every school and a model program for multimedia instruction. Dr. Clark also fought to expand services for the elderly, rebuild parks and playgrounds, and increase quality childcare programs. Dr. Clark was born in the parish of St. Elizabeth, Jamaica, West Indies. Dr. Clark migrated to the United States as a foreign student in 1958. Dr. Clark currently serves on the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York. Dr. Clark is married to Leslie Clark Sr. They are the parents of Congresswoman Yvette D. Clark and television producer Leslie Clark Jr., and they have 3 grandsons. At this time, I would like to read the plaque that we are given to Dr. Clark. Unfortunately, because of technical difficulties on the island of Jamaica, she was not able to get on this Zoom call, but I know that she appreciates what we are doing in honoring her and her work tonight. The National Coalition of 100 Black Women, Manhattan chapter, Maya Angelou Phenomenal Woman Award, presented to the Honorable D. Una S.T. Clark, Council District, former New York City Council member for the 40th District of Brooklyn, New York, given this day of April 7th, 2022, Poetic Justice, Black Women Rising. A woman who is convinced that she deserves to accept only the best, challenges herself to give the best, then she is living phenomenally. And that is a quote by Maya Angelou. Again, this is the award that Dr. Clark will receive. I just want to say on a personal note, I want to thank her for her many contributions to the city as an elected official, community advocate, mentor, and role model to including myself and to many others in the city. We have been the recipient of her generosity, her love, her kindness for many, many years. And we wish her all the best tonight as she accepts our award in Jamaica. I know that she will receive it very shortly upon her return to New York. And thank you, Coalition Sisters, for honoring her tonight.
Yvette Clarke, Congresswoman, 9th District of New York. Hailing from central Brooklyn, Congresswoman Yvette Diane Clarke feels honored to represent the community that raised her. She is the proud daughter of Jamaican immigrants and takes her passion for her Caribbean heritage to Congress, where she co-chairs the Congressional Caribbean Caucus and works to foster relationships between the United States and the Caribbean community, that is. Clarke is chair of the Homeland Cybersecurity, Infrastructure Protection, and Innovation Subcommittee under the jurisdiction of the House Committee on Homeland Security and was co-chair of the powerful Energy and Commerce Committee during the 116th Congress. Clarke has been a member of the Congressional Black Caucus since coming to Congress in 2007 and today chairs its Immigration Task Force. As a representative of the 9th Congressional District of New York, Congressional Clarke has dedicated herself to continuing the legacy of excellence established by the late Honorable Shirley Chisholm, the first Black woman and Caribbean American elected to Congress in the 116th Congress. Congresswoman Clarke introduced landmark legislation which passed in the House, the Dream and Promise Act, H.R. 6. This legislation would give 2.5 million Dreamers temporary protected status and deferred enforcement departure recipients a clear citizenship pathway. Congresswoman Clarke is a graduate of Oberlin College and was a recipient of the prestigious Association for Public Policy Analysis and Management, or APPAM, Sloan Fellowship in Public Policy. She received the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa from the University of Technology, Jamaica, and the honorary doctorate of public policy from the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean. Congresswoman Clarke currently resides in the Flatbush neighborhood of Brooklyn, where she grew up. She is up for re-election this year, as are all the elected members of the House and 34 members of the 100 body Senate. So this upcoming midterm election in November is going to be a battle. So it's important, everyone, for voter registration and voter turnout in our community of color is really paramount. Now I'd like to read the award that we are presenting tonight. Ncbw Manhattan Chapter, Maya Angelou Phenomenal Woman Award, presented to the Honorable Yvette D. Clarke, Congresswoman, 9th Congressional District of New York, given this day of April 7, 2022, Poetic Justice Black Women Rising. And a quote, a woman who is convinced that she deserves to accept only the best challenges herself to give the best. Then she is living phenomenally. End quote, Maya Angelou. And at the bottom is our Candace logo and Ncbw 100. It gives me great honor in behalf of the board, the officers, and all of the members of Ncbw 100 Manhattan chapter to present this to the Honorable Clark. And we have a video for you.
To Nancy Victor Green, President of the Manhattan chapter of the National Coalition for 100 Black Women Incorporated, and your leadership team. To this evening's very distinguished honorees and all in attendance, greetings. I'm Congresswoman Yvette D. Clarke, and I proudly represent New York's 9th Congressional District in Central and South Brooklyn. At the outset of my remarks this evening, please permit me a moment to thank you, the proud and passionate women of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Manhattan chapter, for honoring me and my trailblazing mother, the Honorable Dr. Una S.T. Clarke, with the incredible Maya Angelou Phenomenal Woman Award. Your organization's ceaseless advocacy in pursuit of the causes most crucial to the Black women and girls of our city, and by extension our nation, has impacted and shaped our lives for the better. To receive this distinction on such an auspicious occasion from this organization composed of our city's most exceptional women is truly an honor, one that I will cherish for years to come. I graciously accept this in the spirit of the powerful words of our beloved Maya Angelou. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, I ought to make you proud. I say it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, and the need of my care, because I'm a woman phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, hey, that's me. And that's the Honorable Dr. Una S.T. Clarke, as well as of this afternoon, that's our newest Supreme Court Justice, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, and that's each and every one of you. I also humbly accept this prestigious and well-deserved award on behalf of my Shiro, best friend, confidant, mentor, and mother, the indefatigable Dr. Una S.T. Clarke, who regrets being unable to be present this evening, but is grateful for the honor. Dr. Clarke has truly blazed the trail and set the bar for Black women in public service. She is a shining example of what is truly possible for Black women and girls when they are passionate about their families, their community, and they fully participate in our democracy and are driven to make a difference. To all of this evening's honorees, all of you women who continue to do the work as unsung heroes among us, please accept my gratitude for your ceaseless and selfless service. I am tremendously proud of each and every one of you, because when you shine, I shine. It is through your audacious and relentless pursuit of justice, fairness, equity, and excellence that we have witnessed once impossible progress become our reality in this nation. Thank you once again for the wonderful award that you've bestowed upon both me and my mother this evening. We are truly grateful. So to everyone, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay strong, and most of all, take good care. Thank you.
Thank you. That was a wonderful message. Now I'd like to introduce our Poetic Justice Scholarship Award recipient. I'm excited to introduce her because she is so multi-talented and has accomplished so much in her young life. And I look forward to following her in the future. I'd just like to tell you a little bit about her, and then I'm going to introduce her and she's going to take it away. As a first-year medical student at City University of New York School of Medicine, Naomi Ligon has goals of becoming a pediatric oncologist. However, that doesn't stop her from exploring her many creative passions. She is a student ambassador for the Universal Hip Hop Museum in the Bronx, as well as a recipient of the 2020 Harry Belafonte Award for the Best City College New York undergraduate essay on social justice. Along with writing poetry in her free time, she hosts writing and painting workshops for her peers to relieve stress. Growing up in Brooklyn, art was always around, and sometimes in the most unusual places. The first poem she ever wrote was sitting in the hospital where her mother works, inspired by the compassion she saw. She strives to be the type of physician who can holistically meet her patient's needs and believes that healing the body begins with healing the soul. She is truly able to develop her love of writing at the Spence School, which she attended in 7th grade until high school graduation. There, she attended English electives such as the essay, studies in poetry, and Shakespeare, where she learned to develop her expressive voice. In the future, she hopes to continue exploring the links between writing and medicine to illuminate the human condition. She is well beyond her years, and I'd like to introduce Naomi Ligon.
Yes, good evening, everyone. The title of this poem is Introspection. It drags tin against steel, grating, taunting, smiling, malicious smile, it's dangerous. Let me out, its eyes say, pupils gone wide in the dark. Trust me, trust me, trust you. Footsteps echo in the small chamber, I trust you. Flesh meets in corporal existence between bars, I trust you not to draw me in close to harm me. You smile, warm and deadly. Key turns in lock, don't harm me when I come to release you. Smile, ironic at the screams of iron, another warning I don't listen to. Your face is laughing now. Silly rabbit, don't you know tricks are for kids? Silly girl, don't you remember last time? Its skin glows with the promise of security. Yet when fingers touch like a small child afraid, light dims, naivety leaves, and the bell of reality resounds. I put you in there for a reason, but you've outsmarted me for freedom, playing with my need to satisfy the craving to know and create something real. Thank you. I just want to say thank you so much for this award. You know, being a Black woman within the STEM field, sometimes it can feel as if my more creative side is stifled and as if I must choose between the labels of medical student and poet. And that's what I was trying to express in my poem. So being chosen for an award like this means so much because it's a sort of validation to accept all parts of me, as well as a reminder that I can do anything I put my mind to. And I just want to keep writing to show other girls and women considering careers in STEM that they don't have to limit themselves to fit others' expectations. So thank you guys so much again.
Thank you, Naomi. That was so well said. I'd like to, if you can put the award back up, I just want to read the words on the certificate. And this is a monetary award. I'm not going to say how much, but you will be getting an award. Poetic Justice Youth Scholarship Award. This certificate is proudly presented to Naomi Ligon for participating in the Poetic Justice fundraiser, National Coalition of 100 Black Women Incorporated, Manhattan chapter on April 7th, 2022. Thank you so much and congratulations. And I truly, truly am going to stay in touch with you because I want to see what the future holds for you. And I know it's all bright. Thank you again. I'd like to take it back to our mistress of ceremonies, Deborah Pointer.
I would like to say, get a hand for that DJ, because my girl is on fire. Yeah. In fact, I could have just danced, but I said, no, I got to be mistress of ceremony, so I got to do this poetry thing. All right, so we have 4 poetries coming up, one you haven't seen yet, and the 3 previous ones. So first we'll start with Elise Green, then Firestarter, and then Kim Brandon. And we're gonna wrap up with a video from Tony Blackman, but I'll talk more about her a little later. So Elise.
So this poem doesn't necessarily have a title. This poem I just wrote at a certain time, and it still applies in certain ways and areas. So giggles. Our deepest fear is that we are inadequate, not knowing that if we do not falter in but adequate, we are equal. Gifted, talented, and powerful beyond measure, but the foolish treasure is to think that one man's hands is better. Stuck in a generation where treacherous ways get displayed in high volumes, darkness is the negation of light. Treacherosity, treacherosity. Hit me to your philosophy. I'm blinded by your failed attempt to speak with me honestly. Hating on me for words unspoken by me, but lies tended and rendered in the garden of enemy. But how could you be my enemy? Blatant indignation with the funky sensation is your heart's deviation from self-love's correlation. Can we be one nation instead of just hating? Why is it that nature can be seen as beautiful with no additives? A tree can stand humble and strong, wild branches reaching high, no composed form. See, beauty is just that simple, but not I. My beauty lies between the swell of my breast. My beauty lies between the thick of my thighs, the swell of my breast, how the soft caress of a man's hands in my is simply best. Lies and promises are spoken like wedding vows just to get what one seeks. And no, not just sex, I'm saying everything in these streets. Killing for sneakers, praising the legalization of weed, girls degrading girls because of who has a better weave. Since when do material things that are only seen make you out to be who you are and who you seem? Is a Gucci belt that's made of leather and has printed images on it sewn by silk seams worth your life streams? This can't be. See, I imagine a world filled with love and compassion, a world where there is no lies and friends who creep beneath you like an assassin. And if I'm not stating facts, then maybe a shooter should be asking, who am I? Because in this scene, sometimes I contemplate the jump from the bridge, not because it's hard, but because I wonder what life lies within. Sometimes it seems no matter how much you give, it's less. LESS, lower than equal, separated and see-through. It kills me because even the most positive, open mind is flawed by basic, simple, earthly ways. Today, there is no I am, I'm going to be. No single individual standing tall alone. All I see is never-ending reflections of potential women and men bound by their desire to be glamored. Don't you know your God-given beauty was something that was not to be tampered? Within this, I say to you, ladies, find your voice. You are more than that $250 pop in Brazilian weave. MAC makeup bags held close to your heart because it's who you pretend to be. You have a natural beauty. Embrace it. How dare you recite J. Cole's Crooked Smile when you wake up, put makeup on, stare in the mirror, and you still can't seem to face what's wrong? I feel for you. It's sad to me that even though my words are heard, they are not. Quick to clap your hands and say, girl, I agree, but next week you doing the same thing. Rise above materialism. Rise above deprived sanctions of humanity. Your soul is worth more than the next man's candidacy. Open your eyes and stop saying what you can't see. Be who you are, because that's the best you can be. Thank you.
Fire starter.
So into myself. That's SOW. So I've used every limb to carry them, her, and him. Be by myself and carry every bag from the car by myself in one trip. No need to ask for help. Balance one on my hip and one on the tip of my nose. Must be strong always. That's just how it goes. Take this S off my chest and give me a rest. I must find my balance. I won't die from stress. Time to rethink my life and what I call success. Laying here in my thoughts, smothered under other people's problems, to distract from my doubts, drowning in my dream, breaking promises to myself too often to believe that I love me the way that I deserve to be loved. I teach others how to treat me by what I show, not what I speak. I now know my heart is listening to the sound of my feet, wondering which way I'm walking this time. No longer am I fluent in bleak. I don't speak it because I'm trying to reach the disconnected. I can't pour from an empty vessel. I fill my cup up in hopes of resurrecting who we once were before we were ever told that we couldn't, that we shouldn't, that we don't, that we won't, that we didn't, that we can't, cause we will if we want to. Yes, I will if I want to. Just watch me. Each breath, a new chance. Each step, a new choice. And I'm choosing to sing off key till I find my voice, to dance with myself, spinning desires into truth, stepping out as the proof that anything is possible. It all starts in my mind, whether I think I can or I think I can't. That's exactly what I'll find. See, anything is possible. It all starts in my mind. Whether I think I can or I think I can't. That's exactly what I'll find. Anything is possible. It all starts in your mind. Whether you think you can or you think you can't. That's exactly what you'll find. Peace.
Kim Brandon.
Gather. Gather in the circle, gather hearts on high, 1 by 2, 2 by 4. Let the crimes of those allowed to be and came when called master fall from your skin like rain at harvest. Let the crimes of those who had temporary power shake off your backs like fleas and dust mites. Let the love of Mother Africa gather up her heirs, her children. Let her eyes fill until the sight and vision of future generations are restored. Let the power of Mother Africa call her children to recall, to remember that ours is a mighty culture beyond the laws of those who wear white, clean shirts but stink of greed and terror. Let the light of Mother Africa plant seeds of vision. Let it lock our hands and hearts and struggle for liberty. Let us be the people who cannot be separated by the whip or the gun or the dollar. Let us gather on land too precious to be bartered. Let us be the people who come from many tribes to create a bond that shatters fear. Let us be the people who come upon each other with open hands, sharing what is on the table, filling the bellies of souls of barefoot armies. Let us know that we are the people. We are the people through the ages where life started and here in the demand to be restored to our traditions, we are the first We are the light in heaven's windows. In the darkest days, and at the hands of cowards, criminals, rapists, murderers, and thieves, the light refuses to go out. The light of humanity glows in the soul of Nubian people, the gatekeepers of all things holy. So gather one and all, gather and let the children watch as the souls of a people, the hearts of the world's gatekeepers, hand in hand, arm in arm, heart to heart, open the gates between the living and the dead, and the living and the not yet born, and the not yet born and the ancestors. Let the light beams bounce off each other in the here and now and the hereafter, until drums sing and bare feet dance and libations are poured from hand-blown vessels. Connections are made that shore up the Nubian people until the end of time and beyond. Gather in the name of gatekeepers. Gather in the light of the soul. Gather, gather.
These poets are wonderful. I mean, this poetry tonight, I mean, I think we should put a volume of poems together from these poets in a way to make some money for 100 Black women. Just an idea. The next poet that's coming up is Tony Blackman. And Tony was the first poet to join us on the stage for the first Poetic Justice event 7 years ago. She's a cultural ambassador who is highly respected as the founder and director of Freestyle Union, a cipher workshop that uses freestyling as a tool to encourage social responsibility. She holds great influence in hip hop activism. And the State Department, the US State Department, communicated her and gave her a position as hip hop ambassador. Our girl, Tony. She was on an international platform as a global citizen. So she's out of the country right now, but we are so excited to share this poem by Tony Blackman.
Woke up early in the morning with the pain on my mind. Thought, see, I just couldn't leave them behind. Stomach didn't feel quite right. Tossed and turned all night. Tried to sleep tight, but I rose with the sunlight. Heart cried, couldn't find the tears, so scared. Seemed to be running from my own fears. Took a nosedive deep into my soul. Only treading water when swimming is the goal. Sit upon the rock when they can't find the roll. I was going east looking for the North Pole. Mass confusion, chaotic intrusions keep bruising my heart. Is there a book on how to heal it and get back to the start? You know the day, the first day, your first birthday. Innocent, pure before being poisoned by the world's way. Huh? Sometimes the only way is within. Talk to yourself. It's okay. Come on. I love and approve of myself. 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 I love and approve of myself.
Wow, that was powerful. I think we should all just say it together. I love and approve of myself.
I love and approve of myself.
Powerful.
Yes.
So we've been entertaining you tonight and we hope you're enjoying it. But now let's tell us how you can support the national chapter of 100 Black Women. Let's see how you can help us. I think there's a slide. Well, that was a thank you slide, but there's one about how we can, how you can help this organization, okay? As you can see, this is a fantastic organization that does so much work for the community. And the last thing I wanted to say is all those women we presented in that slide presentation, they were on fire. And all the people that are in this room, you are on fire too. So Nancy, maybe you can help me. How can we do more for this organization?
Well, because we are a 501c3 and we are an advocacy organization, we need funding to support the activities that we do. We have several committees that put on programs. In fact, we do 25 plus programs a year. And this is actually a fundraiser for us. So we have another fundraiser hopefully by the end of the year. But we essentially need funding for all the different things that we do, primarily advocacy and programming and education. So you can donate through PayPal. We have, went kind of fast, we have a website, ncbwmanhattan.org. There's a donate section on there. Or you can do it the old-fashioned way, offline, and mail us a check made out to NCBW Manhattan chapter. Make sure that you put donation in the memo line and mail it to our address. We have a P.O. Box 1711, Central Station in New York, New York, 10163. And you can visit our website. You can reach out to our VP for membership at ncbwmanhattan.org or send us an email at info@ncbwmanhattan.org. If you all are interested in any kind of partnership, any kind of sponsorship, we're always looking for that. That's how you can help our chapter and supporting programs like this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to everybody that went online and registered and did all the hard work that you had to do to send us those coins. And listen, you can still send money, even though this event is over, donate, because we can use it. If you saw some of the programming that this organization does for women and young ladies and girls, it's some powerful, powerful stuff. I want to end with this piece before we go back to DJ and celebrate ourselves out with the piece from Maya Angelou. This is the end of that piece. Leaving nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wonderfully clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise.
Thank you, Deb. Ray, can we put that slide up, the acknowledgement and thank yous, while DJ Charisma takes us out?
Hey, oh, hey, yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
I just want to say thank you. That was beautiful.
I'm taking my freedom, pulling it off the shelf, putting it on my chain, wearing it around my neck. I'm taking my freedom, putting it in my car, wherever I choose to go, it won't take me far. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 golden, living my life like it's 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 golden, golden. I'm taking my own freedom, putting it in my song, singing loud and strong, grooving all day long. I'm taking my freedom,
Thank you,
putting
Ray.
it in my
We would have still been
soul.
stuck on the first slide if I was trying to do this. I don't think we would have ever got to this program without you.
Living my life like it's golden, 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 golden, living my life like it's 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 golden, golden. I'm holding on to my freedom, can't take it from me. I was born into it, it comes naturally. I'm strumming my own freedom, playing the God in me, representing his glory. Hope he's proud of me.
Thank you, everybody. That was great.
Thank you. Thank you.